Hello everybody. This class we're going to put together a quickish multiplication table using some for loops. So essentially what we want to do is make a for loop that prints, zero, let's skip the zero maybe, 1 all the way to 9, and then 1 all the way to 9 going down. And then we'll put the multiplication of each of those things lined up in a nice little kind of square chart here. So, first things first, we don't need to type anything in here for this, but I do want to print the numbers going across. Now I could just say print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like this. 1, we could put a slash t for tab, 5, and I could just do this, slash t, 3, and just keep doing that until we have a nice couple or so across. So let's just see what that looks like real quick. I guess I'd have to say this. Multiplication table. There we go. Alright, so see, it prints 1, it prints 2, it prints 3. We could alternatively, though, just use a for loop for this part for I in range. There we go. And I want it 9, right? So start at 1, comma, go to 9. And then I can print, like so. Now, for this one, we don't want to print on a new line every single time we do something. And as you can see, that's what happens normally when we use our print. So we're going to modify print a little bit. We're going to say I. There we go. And I'm going to put comma end equals space here. And if I did this right, we should get a 1 through 9 displayed. And actually, I want slash t to be into that, so let's see if that works out. Oh, nope, of course it didn't. I'm too used to Java. So, let's see. There we go. Or I guess it would be technically the other way around, maybe. Let's just, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it stopped. So I kind of want to go to 10. There we go. There we go. Now, I probably want this spaced over a little bit as well. So I probably just want to print another tab before all this happens. So I'm just going to add this to the top, I guess. Let's see if I can print a tab up here before my loop occurs. That will keep it. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now I've got the top, and now I have to do each and every single row coming across. Now this is where we're going to need 2 for loops. This one is just dealing with this, and I could have just used the print statement for that, but I want to print, 1 times 1 times 2 times 3 times 4, 2 times 1 times 3, 2 times 2, 3, 4, so on. All the way down to 9, and then all the way up to 9 times 9. So for this, I guess we could just use a simple variable here, int. I'll call this just number, I guess, for now, and we'll set that to 9. That's where we want this to end, pretty much. We'll do 10. Okay, so for I in range, and I'm going to start again at 1, comma 10. It's going to be the same loop that I just put up there. And we come down here. And I want to print, instead of just I, it's going to be I times, another one. So I need 2 loops here. One that goes across and one that goes down. So for j in range, 1, comma, and I put number up there and I didn't use it, so let's just go ahead and change that to the number. And I'll zoom in for those who maybe need a better view here. So, all right, so the first I will deal with the top of this chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the J, oh, actually, that's to say, I will deal with me going down this list. J will deal with me going across. So if I do this right, I should get, you know, my numbers at the top like this, and then I'll get 1, and then, you know, whatever 1 times 1 is, 1 times 2, 1 times 3 going across. Then we'll move on to the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, all the way down to 9. So, so I have nested if for loops here. Now, I will be, like I said, going down, and J will be going across. So the first thing I want is to print, well, I, which is just going to be, this thing is just going to appear kind of right here. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, and it'll give me this nice little kind of cross table here. So I want that first, but I also want it to, again, be on the same line. So n equals the space there, and I should put that on the same line. And I could put the rest of it in this statement if I wanted to. I'm just going to go ahead and make a new statement. This should appear on the same line still. So print, this time it would be I times J. Oh, and I do need a little /t. So let's just go ahead and give me 5 spaces there. Then it should give me this, comma, n equals boop. All right, so in theory, if I did this right, which we'll find out in a minute, I should get I, which is 1 here. Then I should get 5 spaces. Then I will get I times J, which would be 1 times 1. And it should still be on the same line because of this section here. And then we'll loop back up. Oh, well, there's the problem. The problem is this right here will print that 1 every time. So let's move that up to here. Make sure it's lined up correctly. All right, so now I'll get the I that prints the 1. And then we're going to go across. And let's move you back up so you're lined up where you're supposed to be. There we go. So let's run this and see how horrible it looks. Oh, well, yeah, there we go. Oh, again, my Java days. I apologize. So used to declaring things. There we go. Oh, doing some stuff here. Oh no, I've broken it, it seems, or either that or my computer has decided to poop itself. Let's see. It didn't work 100% like I wanted it to, and the reason for that is, if you note right here, my loop, right? I'm always keeping it all on the same line. So actually, all of this is on one line. I want it to move, so I'm going to have to add one more little statement, which will be at the end of that for loop. Print, just empty print statement probably. Will probably be sufficient. Let's run and find out if that looks a little better. Okay. If I make my screen big enough so we can see it all. There we go. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could put a little line underneath there to make it look a little nicer probably. Wouldn't kill me. And then we got 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 9 times 9 is 81. And of course, 5 times 5 is 25. So we've got a multiplication table. We just have to make the window big enough so it doesn't look all wonky. And I could make this look a little prettier, putting like a little heading over here or something maybe. I don't know why my 1 is a little bit off there. Let's see. well, oh, wait. Could be something, oh, yeah, it's probably something over there. Well, anyway, as you can see, it seems to work for the most part. I probably could throw another print statement just above here. I think that's why it's acting kind of weird there. Let me just take a little test check. There we go. That's better. So, ta-da! And actually, that's not that bad. It's gave me a little space there. All right, so the final program here looks a little bit like this. We've got a little print statement at the top that just gives me 5 spaces. That moves this over a little bit. Then we have this for loop here, and it goes from 1 to 9. And then inside that print statement, we're going to print I, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, with a little 5 spaces. That's what this is after it. This little section here just basically says keep it on the same line. Normally a print, the end pointer points to the next line. It just moves it down one line. This says, just give it a space. So instead of making it a new line, it goes to the next. It stays on that same line. Number is what I'm going to use here to make this, whatever, 10 by 10. If I wanted it to be a 20, for example, I can change that number now, and we will get a significantly larger section here. And I will probably need to expand my window even further. It's not too happy with me doing this. There we go. If I can just get it all the way across the 20s, or 19s, I guess, in this case. There you go. 19 times 19. There's my multiplication table. Although I only printed 9 here, so probably I should adjust that a little bit too. Probably wouldn't hurt. And I can do that pretty easily by moving my number up a little higher, probably. And then changing this to number as well. Now I will get everything I want there, I think. The numbers 1 through whatever will appear up there. I don't really want it to be 20, so let's just make that a 10 again. Let's take a little check. Make it a little wider so we can see everything. There we go. All right. Now this program will do however big you want it to be. You just change that one number there. So I'll walk through it one more time. We've got, and I apologize for the 1 or 2 snafus. I'm teaching multiple languages here. So the one downside to doing multiple things at once is sometimes you'll type in one instead of the other. All right, now I've got my 5 spaces, and then we move to the next area. Then from here, I print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever the number happens to be, and end. This right here simply just moves me down one line. Otherwise, I'm still on that same line. That's why I was having some kind of cattywampus looking numbers here. This right here deals with the bulk of my sheet here. Everything that's down here and up is that for loop there. So we come in, we see, I print that guy, and that's just going to print the 1. That's what this one does. And then when we go down into this J loop, and these are 1s, by the way, if you can't see it on your screen, I'm going to put it 5 spaces to keep on the same line. And again, I could probably do all this in one statement, but I'm separating it because I think it makes it a little easier to understand what each part's doing. But if you want to change it to one statement, you can. It's entirely up to you. I could just put like a /t, comma, this, comma. You could do it all, probably do it all in one. Now, I times j, that's the actual multiplication that's happening, this here or this here, depending on what line I'm on. And then this print statement will happen essentially after this loop ends. It'll hit this print statement, and then it will come back up and start this whole process over again for line 2, for line 3, all the way to whatever the number is that I designated. So there is your multiplication table with for loops. Now you could also use while loops if you wanted to do if you wanted to, but you would need to put the counters and stuff in here, so it would be a little bit longer, but not by too much. And that's it.